Hi folks, Chief Meteorologist Nick Lilia here, taking a look at your tropical update brought to you by the good folks at Pine Belt Gutters and Remodeling. And a wide view shows the real game in town is west of Cristobal, which is now 30 miles off the south of the Grand Isle, Louisiana. As of the 1 o'clock advisory, moving north at 5 miles an hour, so it's not moving very quick. So as of right now, at about 2 o'clock, you figure if it's going miles an hour, it's made it another about miles, so 20 miles off to the southeast of Grand. Wind at 50 miles an hour, gusting to 65. Getting in here a little bit tighter, you can see where the center of this thing is projected to go, just off to the east, which puts us on the, or just off the west of us, which puts us on the east side. Apologies about that. On the rainy side, the windy side, and unfortunately the side with the best bet for tornadoes. So you can see as we head through Futurecast this afternoon and into this evening, we'll have showers and rain bands moving through as we head through midnight. That'll continue through 4 a.m. That'll continue through 8 a.m. That'll continue through noon tomorrow. And it may even continue as we head into the afternoon on Monday before things finally start to clear out. As we head through the evening on Monday, that puts us in a situation here in South Mississippi where we're dealing with the threat for very heavy rain, the potential for flash flooding, as well as the potential for brief and quick spin-up tornadoes, tropical tornadoes. They develop and die off sometimes between radar scans from the National Weather Service, but can still do damage. So sometimes these ones may actually come before a warning is produced. So just kind of know that as we head through the next couple of 12 to 18 hours. Then as we go through time, it looks like we may get a little front that tries to sneak through here as we head through Tuesday and Wednesday, though of course we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Wind-wise, we're talking about winds out of the east this afternoon at about 15 to 20, upwards about 25 miles an hour. I think by this evening, back out of the east and southeast, and that'll switch back around to the southeast as we head through the overnight hours. Wind speed still in general 15 to 25 with gusts to 30 or 35 or 40. In particular, as we get into some of the heavier rain bands as we head through the overnight hours, while the sustained wind will be between 15 and 25. There's a pretty decent likelihood in some of the heavier showers that you may pick up wind gusts that mix down from higher up in the atmosphere to upwards of 40, perhaps even approaching 50 miles an hour before they turn back around to the south as we head through the day on Monday. And then, of course, things really do calm down as we head through Tuesday. Rainfall totals, it depends on which model you look at. We're still talking about that stripe of a much higher, or I should say, we're still watching for the stripe or the streak of the higher rainfall totals to kind of go right through our area. It's just a matter of which model says where. I tend to take these numbers with kind of a grain of salt for specifics, but I'll say that somewhere between about 3 to 7 inches across the area for most of us is now looking a little more likely. You can look at the European model suggesting somewhere between 3 to 5 inches, and the American model between 2 to 4 inches of rain across the area. So I think pretty much everybody sees at least an inch of rain. Probably most folks see about 2 and then up from there. Speaking of everybody, some folks and a few people, well, everywhere gets heavy rain at times, and I think wind gusts to 30 miles an hour out of this as we head through the rest of this afternoon, evening, and into the overnight hours and through the day tomorrow. A lot of folks are going to pick up about 2 inches of rain out of this with wind gusts at times up to 40 miles an hour. Now, that's not sustained wind. Sustained wind, as you just saw, 15 to 25. These are wind gusts. Some places we're going to see up to 5 inches of rain, as you just saw, with wind gusts up to 45 miles an hour. We can't rule out the possibility for a brief tornado. That's just some places are going to see the tornado. Not everywhere is going to see a tornado out of this, and not everywhere is going to see 5 inches of rain. Just a couple of places. And then even fewer places than that are going to see up to 8 inches of rain, as we saw on the map there, with wind gusts up to 50 miles an hour and some of these heavier rain bands. And we can't rule out the possibility for a brief tornado there either. And unfortunately, given tropical systems, we can't know specifically where those places are going to be, unfortunately, until kind of it starts happening. So there's a look at your tropical update for June 7th of 2020, brought to you by the good folks at Pine Belt Gutters and Remodeling.